Hey out there! It's time for another Sonic Boom vlog. Now it's Monday afternoon, so this is a couple days late, but that's because I was at New York Comic Con over the weekend. I have so many videos to edit and upload. Plus, there's gonna be more custom toy videos that I haven't had a chance to make yet, and I got some reviews to do too, all based on stuff that I did around Comic Con time. So yeah, that's all gonna come soon. This shirt just got a brand new at Comic Con. I'm from the Hyrule Academy. Okay, so this episode of Sonic Boom was Fuzzy Puppy Buddies. It starts with Amy playing like a strategy chess style game. One which you use little minifigures that look like littlest pet shop puppies. Then her friends come in and see what she's doing, and she says that it's a game that requires strategy, technique, and ruthless aggression. It's called Fuzzy Puppies. To which everybody laughs and says it sounds kind of lame, but she says that it's a very popular game, and to which they retort that if it's so popular, why is she playing against herself? And to which she double retorts that she's only doing it because she's trying to hone her skills for a meetup they're having. Meetup. So they cut to the scene where she's playing the Fuzzy Puppy game against people, and it turns out that Eggman shows up. And Eggman at first tries to deny because he's a tough villain man. He doesn't care. I know who the heck is he kidding? He loves the Fuzzy Puppies. They're so adorable. OMG. So she and Eggman actually get to bond a little bit over the Fuzzy Puppies. Oh, by the way, do you remember how during the Sonic Boom event they played audio clips from episodes, and there was one clip that was used where they were talking about a convention, like a Fuzzy Puppy convention that hadn't been used. This is that episode. An episode from this late in the season was previewed during the Sonic Boom event before the show even premiered. That is just wow. Anywho, so Eggman and Amy, they start to bond, and she says that he's probably not as bad a guy. That's when he starts to, they cut to him attacking him the next day with his Eggmobile and robots, to her credit, Amy's not hesitating to fight. She's still using her hammer to smash attacking rolling robot things. When everyone else is distracted fighting robots, and Eggman invites her over to his lair so they could talk Fuzzy Puppies. At first she says that they're enemies and they really shouldn't be doing this, and he says that they're being enemies is just business, and 9 to 5 they fight each other, but off hours they're free to be friends. I think I'm finally beginning to understand why he never gets arrested for terroristic activities. Because it's his job. That's it. It's his job to attack the town with his robot army. That's it. That's why he never gets prosecuted. That's why he's still subject to the housing laws. This is his job. It's what he does. It's how he gets the money to pay for all of his robots. Or it could just be more absurdist humor. Anyway, so Amy, after they finish their conversation, Amy says she'll see him at 8 and then uses her hammer to knock him over the horizon. He says, "Oh, darn you for knocking me over the horizon. I definitely will be seeing you later." Oh, and in his egg pod, he stands in the egg pod, and they show him like he's upside down, and yet he has no seatbelt or anything holding him in. I'm guessing maybe there's like magnetic grips on his feet that prevent him from coming off, like the pegs on the actual toy. Or maybe he's just holding really tight onto the controls, but you wouldn't want to pull on a control stick because that makes it less sensitive. And I'm actually talking about that. So Amy and Eggman begin to talk about the collection, and she offers him some trades, but he says that the puppies she brought over aren't all that impressive compared to his. And she says that he has the powerful attackers, but he doesn't have the support units that he would need to play. This is when he reveals that he's in it as a collector and doesn't actually know how to play the game. So she decides to teach him. And what follows is a montage of him learning how to play the game, resulting in him actually becoming good at it, good enough at it to beat her. They also make mention of this one puppy that it's a bulldog that every time it moves, it tracks mud and gets kicked off the board automatically. It's the game's worst piece, but it's also her favorite because of how adorable it is. This is reminding me of so much of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, my favorite monster is the Celtic Guardian because of his close resemblance to Link from the Legend of Zelda games. And, but, you know, he's a level 4 monster with only 1400 attack. The only reason he's even classified as a rare is because he was one of the monsters that Yugi used in the anime, and he's my sentimental favorite despite the fact that he's not anything special. Of course, they made the obnoxious Celtic Guardian card later on, which is also awesome. Like, it still has the same stats, but it has a really cool ability that prevents it from being destroyed. And I'm talking a lot again. Oh yeah, they do one thing where Amy's keeping her relationship a secret. She says she's going out to water her cat. That's her story. She's sticking to it, and she runs away. And Knuckles expresses concern that she's overwatering that cat. Actually, I'm not gonna smack my forehead over Knuckles' stupidity because that's kind of funny. Okay, so everything comes to a head when Sonic and his friends are sitting around at Meh-Burger, realizing what a slow week it's been, and you know they point out that it could just easily be that someone's it could easily be that stuff has happened to other people, but they point out that it's impossible. I mean, everything that happens in some way has to involve some of them. I mean, it's usually about Sonic, Sticks, Knuckles, or Amy! And that's when they realize that Amy's been doing stuff, and the universe has been focused on her, and that's why they're bored. Isn't that so... Wouldn't that be, like, great? Like, if you were the main characters of the world, and whenever you had a slow day, all you had to do was look up your friends to find out which one was doing something, and then you go over there to be involved in their adventure, and that's how you'd not be bored. Like, oh, to be the main character. I wonder if there are 7 billion people on this planet. I wonder if somewhere out there, there's the main characters of Earth that all the really cool, interesting stuff happens to, and we're just the background characters with our own side adventures occasionally. Okay, I'm kind of penetrating the Suzumiya Haruhi territory here. Man, this has been a... Okay, I spent too much time at Comic-Con. I'm referencing everything. Everything comes back to everything now. Okay, so they go over to Amy's house and they're peering in her window. Styx says that she always whenever she spies on Amy, she always uses the other window. I'd say that's pervy, except it's Styx. She spies on everybody. In fact, the last issue of Sonic Boom was about how Eggman was trying to spy on everybody, and when he spied on Styx, he found out that she was spying on him. I don't know who should have felt more violated in that instance. So when they see that it looks like Amy's setting up for a date, Sonic gets momentarily jealous. Like, oh, the date? Why would I care? Stop looking at me! And they find out that Dr. Eggman comes in. There's a knock at the door and Dr. Eggman enters. They see that Dr. Eggman's attacking, so they run up, they tie him up with a bed sheet, and he's like, or curtains, whatever. And he's like, oh no, you have thwarted me. Yes, that's what I came here for, to do evil things, and you thwarted me, and I will go home now. And they were like, that didn't really seem like a very dangerous Eggman attack. And he was like, oh, no, I was terrified. But since when does Eggman knock? Like, I'm just a defenseless I'm just a defenseless young woman and you saved me. And then, unable to deal with the fact that anybody might perceive her as a weak little girl, Amy confesses and blurts out that she's been hanging out with Eggman for their mutual interest in this game, and they're going to a convention, the Fuzzy Puppy Convention, and Sonic, not trusting Dr. Eggman to not be evil, he decides to, despite the fact that it would damage his carefully constructed street cred, they're all gonna have to go to PuppyCon. To which everybody's sort of like, aww. But Amy's happy because all her friends are coming with her to PuppyCon. And yes, this is an episode about a convention during Comic-Con. When New York Comic-Con's going on, they're going to a what is this? Their first episode in April is an April Fool's episode. This show has pretty good timing with its episodes. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that these were released in France several months in advance, I'd say that this was some of the most carefully timed release dates since I've ever seen. Okay, so there is a Styx crazy moment where she says they're going to PuppyCon and she interprets con as like a con, a flim flam. She comes up with a whole bunch of synonyms to con. Is to be conned? Is that short for something? I don't think it is. I think con is just a word in itself. I conned you. Oh, I am perpetrating a con. Okay, so the next scene takes place at the convention itself. And Eggman is going around. He sees all the cool accessories and all the cool things, all the new puppies, and there's this one puppy he's been trying to get, the Fancy Poodle, which is apparently one of the rarest game pieces, and he sees that the little Walrus Boy has it. So he goes up to the Walrus Boy and tries to offer trades, but the kid's not having it. So the guy's like, "Oh, come on, I'll throw in these rare ones, and I'll give you my Destructibot. Little kids love Destructibots, right?" That's when Mama Walrus comes and says, "I will not have my child playing with destructive robots. I know how childcare works." And then her baby's up on one of the ceiling banner signs, like, "Eee, my baby!" Okay, now that your mom's gone, you up for it? He dangles the keys, but he still refuses. That's when there's an attack. The Lightning Bolt Society attacks and sends giant boulders rolling down the hill to the convention. To which Amy, Sonic, and everyone else they stop the boulders from hitting the convention, and the cops arrest Dave the intern from the Lightning Bolt Society. Like, "But I'm innocent! Don't tase me, bro!" Really, a "don't tase me, bro" reference. It's been a few years, don't you think? And also, you're actually arresting someone for performing an act of villainy? Maybe it really is Eggman's legitimate job. Maybe that's why he's there. Because you can get arrested for performing acts of villainy now. Except Eggman doesn't. This show's gonna drive me insane. I'm gonna go nuts. So, it turns out that Eggman is trying to steal the puppy, the Fancy Poodle, and Amy challenges him to a game where if he loses, he has to give the kid the poodle back, and no villainy things. Like, he's not gonna summon robots to beat the kid up later. So they play a game, but Dr. Eggman's gotten really good at it, so he knocks all of Amy's pieces off the board, except for that one pit bull that tracks mud and loses automatically. So he's like, "I've won. But I have an accessory." She puts on a bowler hat on the puppy, and they were like, that's because now her puppy is the cutest thing on the board and can't get blamed for any wrongdoings. So when it moves, one of the other puppies on the board will be blamed for tracking mud and get kicked off instead. Since she has no other puppies, the blame would fall on Eggman's puppies. So he's gonna lose in 4 turns. So I've been forced to that. Like, This is like in that episode where Yugi used Kuribo to defeat Kaiba's Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Stop referencing things! Like, Comic-Con. My brain is like a web of tangled references to anime and comics and other cartoons. But mostly Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I actually got to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Over the convention time. I haven't played in such a long time. So, Dr. Eggman, being defeated fair and square, says that he's going to take the puppy anyway. And Amy says that if he does so, then she won't be his fuzzy puppy buddy anymore. And then he is, but. So he gives up. His friendship with Amy is more important than completing his fuzzy puppy collection, so he returns the puppy to the boy, and the episode ends with him playing fuzzy puppies with Amy, and they laugh as they enjoy their company with each other, and that's where the episode ends. Okay, one more reference, last one I promise. This is like in the episode where Prince of My Little Pony, where Princess Celestia challenged the main six to reform Discord and make him not evil anymore. At the end of that episode, he'd frozen over the Apple Ranch with a magical snowstorm, and when he refused to fix it, Fluttershy said that she would abide by her promise of never sealing him up as a statue again. But if he walked away from this and refused to fix the damage that he'd done, then she would not be his friend anymore. And he's like, "Oh, come on. You really think that my friendship with you is so important that I would give up my freedom to just walk around and bring chaos wherever I want?" So he turns around, takes a single step, and then realizes how terrible not having a friend for the rest of existence would be. So he capitulates. For the magic of friendship is more powerful than the taint of evil. Yeah, I just connected My Little Pony to Sonic Boom. All you anti-bronies out there, I don't give a damn. Yeah, come at me, bro. So yeah, like this is one of those friendship conquers all episodes, and well, I don't know. I enjoyed this episode. I watched it twice and enjoyed it equally well both times. Like, I don't know, like the whole you should be too old for this, yet you still like it, but embrace that part of yourself. The whole just because you don't get along in one aspect of your life doesn't mean that you can't still bond over something else. Like this episode is, oh God help me, this is a really good one. Like it has like moral lessons taught to the audience, and like it gives characters extra dimensions and hobbies and stuff that makes them kind of interesting. And it also kind of drives me a little bit insane as I slowly start to realize that there's some kind of conspiracy where Dr. Eggman is paid to attack the village, probably so they can ignore some shortcomings in the government system. Like, I really don't get it. I don't get it. I like it, but I don't get it. This, oh man. If I drank, this episode would drive me to drink. But still, I really love this episode. Like so many references. It made me think of Yu-Gi-Oh! It made me think of the melancholy of Suzumiya Haruhi. It made me think of Pound Puppies of all things. It made me think of My Little Pony. And yet, it still kept its own identity throughout. Like, there was never a point where they're relying on cliches of other programs. Like, this is all the characters being in character as we see on the show so far. So it's all balanced out. And I also love how Dave the intern actually got arrested for an act of crime, but for once it was an act that he didn't perform. I don't know if this is because the Lightning Bolt Society is so incompetent at committing crimes that there was never anything worth arresting him for, or if he only wants to be arrested for crimes that he legitimately commits. And also, apparently tasers exist. I mean, it shouldn't be a surprise that tasers exist because artificially intelligent robots do, but I just feel like the cops have a lower technology base than Eggman does. Alright, so, I'm gonna cut off here because I have so much Comic-Con stuff to do. I still have another panel video to make, and then there's the overall con experience video where I'll be showing you the pictures of all the costumed people I took. And then there's the reviews of the new toys I bought, and the custom videos of the custom I finished while at Comic-Con, and the other one that I'm almost done with now. Alright, it's a good thing that I'm not scheduled to work again till Thursday, because I am going to be so busy for the next few days. This is Wake Angel 2001 signing out.